Good morning. Welcome to my channel, How Chandra Does Food. I'm Chandra and I'm sitting out my deck this morning because it is springtime in Vermont and I can hear the birds and also there's people inside talking. So today I want to show you a little grocery haul and that has some CSA stuff in it, my community supported agriculture farm, and I also want to show you how I make yogurt. So let's start talking about food. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It really helps me. And see you again next Monday. Hello, it's Friday and we went to the grocery store today. Here it all is. I went to the co-op and it was expensive. It has really, I mean, you all know it's expensive out there. So I will show you what, I also have my CSA stuff behind that. So I'll show you that too. Okay, we'll start down here. I've got eggs, which I usually get from a friend, but she didn't have any. I think I bought her out. We eat a lot of eggs, like 4 dozen a week. So I got 2. I don't usually like to buy this stuff from the co-op, but it meant not going somewhere else. And I didn't have too much stuff like this to buy. So I got bags. I wash these and reuse them, so I don't need to buy them very often. Grain-free chips for me, and Nora's having some now too. They're very good. Corn taco shells. We have tacos usually once a week. Tonic. Oh, she's out of food. Hold on. 6 mayonnaises, which, we just use so much. And I buy the avocado oil too. I use it when I make English muffins and cassava tortillas. But I also use it as a backup in case we run out of mayonnaise. Except today I tried to make that and did not thicken, so it wasn't a very good backup. But I'm gonna do something with that kind of thin mayonnaise, maybe just make a bigger batch out of it. Sour cream, salsa to tide us over until we get our bulk order. Avocados, 1 ripe one, and then more to ripen. Bananas. We've been doing a lot of baking lately. Leo and I have been having poetry tea time every Thursday, which is when we bake in the morning and then we eat it with poetry in, like Dr. Seuss and Shel Silverstein are some of our favorites, but we mix in some from the library too. It's fun. Sugar for that baking. Usually I use coconut sugar for a lot of things, but sometimes, oh, she must be out of food again. Hold on. We've got a hungry baby over there. So I like to use coconut sugar, but sometimes you just want the thing to look the right color, and coconut sugar makes everything brown. So I got some cane sugar. Arborio rice for risotto, which we do occasionally. I like to use stock bone broth for that. This was kind of a treat because they have this brand, which is a pretty good deli brand. So I got Munster, Swiss, American, and provolone. These freeze great. My husband likes to make different sandwiches and it's fun to have those on hand. Organic cherries, because a lot of times a whole year goes by without seeing organic cherries. And I think it's one of those things that you don't want to buy not organic. Greek yogurt. I just like to restart my yogurt with some fresh yogurt every now and then. After I've been remaking with my own made yogurt, sometimes I feel like other cultures start to take over. So I've been doing it for a while without buying new. So I'll start with this. Lotion. Apples. I can't wait for new fruit to come around. And then over here from our CSA this week, we have the usual stuff: beets, kale, we'll make kale chips, lettuce, which is actual little baby lettuce now. And then they had plants. So I got oregano, thyme, 2-thyme, rosemary, and sage. And I have some of these in the garden. I'm never sure if they're gonna come back. So I like to restart with most. And rosemary, I just cannot keep alive over the winter. So there's a new one. All right, I'm putting these things away and I realized I totally passed over some things and I had some things already in the freezer because it's like a 90-degree day here in Vermont. Macaroni and cheese. We've had a lot of excitement because we found a cat and we're trying to find where it should be. It's not ours. Macaroni and cheese, this is for the month, so Leo gets 1 box a week, and that makes it so it stays exciting, because sometimes we really need him to want something. Olive oil, sausage for breakfast for Leo usually, and I got 4 of these actually, but here's just 1. We use this for smoothies and also just to eat. Today is Wednesday, and on Wednesdays I always pick up my milk from a farm. And the first thing I do when I get home, this is the thing I want to do when I first get home on Wednesdays, is I make yogurt with whatever is left over from last week, and usually half a gallon of the new milk too. The last week's milk, well, you can see, last week's milk is just half of one of these. And Leo, by himself, eats a whole half gallon of yogurt every week. Especially as it gets warmer, I make popsicles with just berries and yogurt and blend it up and put it in popsicle molds, and he eats a lot of those when it's hot. And it's been hot, so I'm gonna make yogurt right now. This is raw milk, but I do not make raw milk yogurt because sometimes I wish I did, and maybe I will to try it, but I've always heated it up, because if you heat it up to 180 degrees, it denatures the protein a little bit, and it is thicker, which we like. And I don't want to do a whole lot of straining, which I have done, but I don't want to. So this makes it a little thicker, and I don't mind that it's not raw because it's got the cultures from the yogurt. So I'm going to heat this up to 180 degrees. As I heat this, I'm going to stir it now and then just to keep the bottom from scorching. And it does not take long. Let's see, it's 4:08 right now. Let's see what time it is when I have this heated up. It's kind of medium heat. The other reason I don't make raw milk yogurt is that if you always use your raw milk yogurt and are starting your next batch with that, it starts to get off because it's alive, so things change. But if I make it cooked, then I can just use my yogurt batch that I'm using to eat to start the next round, and that just seems so much easier for me. So that's so far what I have done. Okay, let's give this, it's starting to get a skin on top, which means it's getting hot. Yes, steaming. Let's see what we have here. Oh, 171. It is 4:29, so it's been 20 minutes. Oh, the fast 20 minutes. I was busy doing dishes, as usual. A couple more minutes. I'm going to check that again soon. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Going up fast. Nora's ready to go outside and play, but we need to wait until this is done. I have absolutely... Hey, come here. I have absolutely walked away from this before, and boy, does it boil over big. I'm holding her. She's just leftover sad. Leftover mad, maybe. Okay, let's see what the temperature is now. $177. Almost there. Okay, let's see where we are. I did get a yogurt book once, and this particular book said the best yogurt is made if you stand here and stir it the whole time. I think maybe so it heats up slowly, and maybe the agitation, I don't know. And then hold it at 180 for 5 minutes, and they said that made the thickest yogurt. I did that once, because that, I mean, that's not feasible for me, or I just don't want to do it. I didn't notice a measurable difference. I don't feel like I'm missing out by doing it this way. We're at 180, so I'm gonna turn it off. Take this baby outside to play. So what I do, this has come to 180, and what I do is just let it cool until it gets down to 115, around there. I've done it at 118, I've done it at 110, but I like to go a little higher to make sure it stays up to temperature for overnight. I put it in the oven with the pilot light on. Not the pilot light, I always think that, with the oven light on. I put it in the oven with the oven light on, and that is just right to keep it warm so it can incubate overnight. And I start it anywhere from morning until late afternoon and just do it until the next morning. So sometimes it ferments longer, sometimes less long. The longer it goes, the more sour it is. We don't really seem to notice here. So that's what we'll do. Okay, giving my cooling yogurt a stir. It kind of keeps the skin from forming on top, but you know, sometimes I don't, and the skin forms, and it's fine. So we're getting close, 128. So it's been about half an hour. Doesn't take long to cool down. Okay, this is at 118, which means you can touch it comfortably. And also I took the temperature. And I bought new yogurt this time. I've been making my yogurt for a while now using the old batch, and it seems like it's good to just start fresh every now and then. So that's what I'm doing this time. And it's about 2 tablespoons per quart. This is about 3 quarts. So I'm going to do 6, is that right? 2, 4, 6, 6 tablespoons. Make sure I stir this in. Now, I guess the really efficient way to do it is to stir that into a small amount of yogurt and then put it back in, and then you know it's going to get stirred in thoroughly. I have stirred it in not thoroughly before, and what happened was it didn't make yogurt. It only made yogurt in the spot that all the yogurt starter was. Now, maybe if I had left it for longer, it would have. I don't remember what I did that time, but anyway, now I just make sure to stir it in really well. You can use a whisk. If I see a bunch of clumps in here, I might use the whisk. Let's see. Seems like it's getting stirred in pretty well. I used to do the incubation process by putting it in a cooler with towels wrapped around it, and that worked fine too. I think I didn't trust that. Nora's with Joe. I don't know if you can hear that crying. I don't know what's going on, but she's with him. That worked fine. I didn't trust that the oven light would be warm enough, but it gets very warm in there. I should take the temperature of it sometime, but it gets very warm. It works great, and as long as nothing is happening in the oven, it's fine. So put a lid on this, put it in the oven. Turn the light on, and I have my little sign, oh, where is it? That says yogurt, and I put that very prominently over the whole area where you would push to turn this on, because if you turn it on and cook it, that wouldn't be good. So this will stay in there until tomorrow morning. Okay, here's our yogurt, and it's already been used this morning for a smoothie, so my husband already whisked it up, because since this is raw milk, the cream comes to the top as it cools. So there's a layer of cream on top. We mix that together, and then we use it. And right now I'm going to put it into jars and go into the refrigerator.